Welcome everyone. Gunner is here, your host from Views from the Stands, guys, and we have our Dodgers offseason special, which we'll be talking about position players of who we are targeting in terms of reports out there. Some can be wish list as well. Depends on what's kind of what unfolds. Don't anticipate to get everyone as always, but guys, I'm looking forward to talking about some of these players. Very intriguing and exciting guys that hopefully can be part of the future Los Angeles Dodgers of 2025. Before we dive into it, as always, please go make sure that you are subscribed. If you're not, please go click that button. If you are, make sure you hit the like button. And guys, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the position side of the clubhouse of the organization. And so kind of a brief breakdown, positions aren't final, obviously. But as we know, Mookie Betts will be playing in the infield. Most likely he will be playing second base. As you can see, he's currently the shortstop. I envision as with the current setup, I envision Rojas or Tommy Edman to be the shortstop if we were to just start baseball tomorrow, opening day. Okay. So Gavin Lux to me is a trade option here. We're gonna most likely put him in a trade with somebody with a team out there that wants him, right? I mean, he can clearly come out the bench still. Ryan Ward's definitely not, somebody that I don't foresee starting opening day. No offense. Also, we have to keep in mind Dalton Rushing. He's out there. He's been playing some left field lately, so I think the Dodgers are interested to see what he looks like right at the next level. So I can foresee him being on this roster. Shohei's going to be there. Freddie's going to be there. Will's going to be there. Muncie's going to be there. Tommy's going to be there. Lux again is a trade option. Podges, I think, does stick it out. He's going to be one of the left field or right field because again, with Mookie coming in and how I foresee, I would put more Tommy at center field. Even though I did say right he could be shortstop, but let's put Rojas at shortstop for this conversation. Again, we need a left fielder and a right fielder, so I do foresee Andy to be one of those positions. You can make an argument that James Outman comes up and can take a spot. These are the two things. Those two, Gavin Lux and James Outman, and even a Chris Taylor, those three are the wild cards. The ones that, can be moved, should be moved, honestly, from my point of view. Give them a fresh start, especially with Taylor's contract and the way he performed this past season. I'd rather just move on, get somebody that has performed, has a little bit younger, cheaper probably as well. If not, give him the same contract, but at least we're going to see production out of this guy, which we will mention here shortly. But guys, that's kind of a quick breakdown. That's kind of what I'm seeing, and we'll kind of talk more about how the structure looks like as we talk about each player. Okay, so first one here, Juan Soto. Okay, Dodgers are interested as seven other teams are. Red Sox, Blue Jays, Yankees, Mets, Giants, Rays are even interested. I hear. So there's definitely a lot of teams out there. My perspective and my opinion and viewpoint, we are definitely interested. I just don't think it'll get to that point where he actually will become a Los Angeles Dodger. I foresee that he either stays with the Yankees or becomes a New York Met. New York Met probably being more likely than the Yankees right now, just given the fact that they are the team that can give him the most contract, more front end money too. Probably if he's coming here to LA, it's definitely gonna have some deferrals. I would assume. I just think that we're definitely gonna have that style of a contract or structure moving forward with some of these big time guys. So again, if this were to happen, you could plug in at right field, plug in at left field, right, and Andy as the opposite side. We'll see how this transpires. I know he's in California. Both the New York teams are coming out to meet with him. We'll see if we hear anything about the Dodgers. We'll keep you updated on that. But this is somebody I think this is a 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 4 or 5 out of 10 in terms of a likelihood of getting it. It's definitely a 50-50 shot where the Dodgers, but I just think, he's gonna stay in New York, one of the New York teams. All right, next one here is a big time shortstop here. Willie Adames, former Milwaukee Brewer. I think former Ray that Andrew Friedman was part of, right, the organization. So there's that connection, there's that link. Reports are that Mets and Dodgers have sent offers. Mets have Lindor, right? He he is open to moving positions with Damas is to third base, and that's kind of what that offer is from the Mets side. But again, we just talked about the current situation and structure with the Dodgers, right? We really don't have a true shortstop. We have Rojas, we have Edman, but Edman can play center field. Rojas is not an everyday shortstop. We need an everyday shortstop. Adames is that guy. He fits in perfect. We have again sent an offer out there. We'll see what transpires. Hopefully, we can hear something the next, day or so. But this is somebody that I think is a top target in my opinion. Should be a top target, even ahead of Juan Soto. Again, I think Juan Soto's process is going to be a little bit slower than Adames. Get Adames out of the way. And kind of focus on the other positions after, right? So this would be my big time get. Hopefully this happens. Love the guy. Played very well in Milwaukee. Would fit in nicely with the club, in my opinion, in the locker room. And at the end of the day, he just wants to win. All right, next guy we're going to be talking about is Teoscar Hernandez. Big time guy that played for the Dodgers. Helped us win a World Series, as you know. And there's mutual interest, right? Mutual interest to come back. If you didn't see the parade, man, he pretty much shed a tear too, talking to the fans. You could tell that he loved the city, loved the organization, wants to come back. Red Sox and Orioles are also interested. We'll see, more on this. I would love. My thing is, I want to hear more already. This is somebody I prefer over a Juan Soto. You can call me crazy. I don't care. I think he just fits better with this team, clubhouse wise, locker room, all that. Just loved watching him play with us. Under the jerseys and whatnot. So I mean, again, I think you get a Teoscar, you put him in one of the corners, you put Andy on the other side. You get a Willie Adames to fill in at shortstop, right? So now we got options. And then we can sign a guy named Kiki Hernandez, get him a utility guy. He could play any of these positions if needed, right? If Muncie's out, he could play third. If Damas is out, we can move Tommy to short, move Kike to center. Sure, it would be great to have Juan Soto in this lineup to even further balance the roster. But that's to me the good thing of having a Tommy Edman. He's a switch hitter, so I mean we don't have to. I just think we're already going to have the flexibility and the versatility with Tommy Edman that we can get a Teoscar Hernandez another righty, a Willie Adames another righty, a Kiki Hernandez another righty, right? I mean we got Max, Shohei, and Freddie. They're the pure lefties. Technically, you still got Lux out there. You got Outman still, right? Again, like I mentioned, I think they are trade targets, trade options. So yeah, I think one of them will stay because again, you need the lefty bat out of the off the bench. That could be a Dalton Rushing. We'll see if he's up for that type of role. But yeah, I think the great thing that we're in, we have options, and we're in a good place. We got to play our cards right. But to me, if I'm the GM, right, for the Dodgers, and that's kind of what part of this video is, I'm going Willie Adames. I'm going Teoscar Hernandez. I'm going Kike Hernandez. I'm saying thank you, Juan Soto. I appreciate you, man. You're a great talent, but we're going to move on. So, I mean, that's honestly what I would do. You can call me crazy. Please do in the comment section. I would love to hear that feedback. So, guys, that is kind of the breakdown of how I feel will happen with the position side of the organization. Hopefully, I am hopefully right. If not, again, I'll support whatever decision this organization does. They understand what they're doing. They're smart people. They're in this position for a reason. You gotta respect what they do. So, but yeah, just it's exciting. We really have a good chance to really like make a dynasty out of this and just have a crazy decade. To be honest, so excited for the future. And guys, let's get into some of the pitcher side of the house, right? So with starters and bullpen. So this is kind of the breakdown. So if you haven't heard, we're going to be doing a 6-man rotation moving forward to help with Shohei, to help with Yamamoto. And with some of these international pitchers, right, in Japan, they're so used to 5-day rest, right? You got to respect that. And I think in today's age, man, it's six-man rotations just make more sense. A lot of baseball is played within a month. Been a lot of injuries, a lot of fatigue, and so I think, it's definitely gonna create some issues as I think all things are. But I think in the long run, it will help pitchers longevity, health, fatigue, all that type of stuff. So right now, kind of the current structures is Yamamoto, Shohei, Glasnow, Gosselin, Bobby Miller, and Dustin May. So from a starter standpoint, I think those first three I mentioned, you're not moving those guys. The next three, honestly, I hate to say it, especially Bobby Miller. I think he deserves another shot. I think they're all movable. I think what we've seen from them thus far, and how everything kind of played out this season and in past seasons. I mean, I think we can get better options. I think we have potential in-house options you could say that can replace them. So to me, again, if I'm the Dodgers, I'm looking at those last three, right? I'm looking at trying to bolster the back end of this rotation. And maybe it's these three, right? I don't think so, but maybe one, two, or all three are them. Rotation, or not rotation, sorry, bullpen. Okay, we got Kopech, right? You're going to keep him. You're going to keep Phillips. You're going to keep Banda. Brazier, I think Brazier's somebody that can be moved. Viesa is going to stay. Gradal is going to stay. I think Grove is an option to move, and Brett Honeywell, he's an option to move. I hope he can stay, but you could see him moving. Just kind of how his career has panned out and how we kind of do things with our relievers and pitchers. So there's definitely going to be some movement here. Again, we're hoping to resign the right of Blake Trinan. Going to the Stars, right? Bueller's out there that was on the team. Flaherty was out there, right? So those three guys, Clayton Kershaw, those four guys really are options to come back, right? And essentially re-sign with us. And then on top of it, we have four injuries starters that can come back, right? Gavin Stone, he was lights out for us. Emmett Sheenan, I think it's in the man. I hate to say this. I think what's going to happen is most of these guys are going to be moved, right? Kyle Hurt, I can see a situation where we just move on. Hopefully we put him in a good spot. Emmett, we could put him in a good spot. I think they keep River Ryan. I think he has very good potential. And that's somebody, right, that can go into the last three spots. It really depends on how all these guys come back. But I think what this year's shown and what this postseason shown, right, is depth's going to matter. There's going to be probably a couple of these guys where we didn't expect to like start in minor leagues or something, right? Or start in the bullpen, whatever the case may be. But then they become starters in the future because of how everything pans out. So there's going to be a lot of moving pieces. To be honest, I'm glad I'm not in this situation to figure out how to navigate this rotation and this bullpen. But we're going to look to talk about some of the options. And it starts with Roki Sasaki out of Japan, good teammates and friends with Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani. He could be posted. He is under 25. Normally, you do not see a international player from Japan in particular, get posted before 25 because of how basically the posting works and all that. But essentially, since he's under 25, and if he were to be posted, he would only be eligible for like a minor league contract. Can get up to $7 million. But basically, he would be playing for the league minimum, basically how Shohei did until, his contract stuff, and then he'll be eligible for free agency. Now, he could not be posted by the Japan organization that he plays for and wait until 25, get posted, and be like Yamamoto, get the big contract, boom, and then become a rookie. It's really starting to sound like and feel like that he could get posted. We are hearing that we should hear something within maybe the end of this week, early next week, but definitely within this month. And again, if he's will be posted, he's most likely going to be a Dodger. That's really all the people are saying out there, which I foresee to happen. This guy's a big time kid, throws gas, nasty splitter. Definitely has some control issues, but I think that can be worked out with mechanics. Bueller, right? So we talked about this earlier about some of these guys that we're going to have to re-sign, and Bueller was one, man. He came up clutch when we needed him in the playoffs, especially in the World Series. And I definitely foresee a situation where he could get a 1-year deal. We'll definitely see how that pans out. But hopefully, there is a situation where we can get him back with us. Another starter out there, Jack Flaherty, right? We got him in the Tigers deal in the trade deadline. Hometown kid. He's expressed that he would love to be with the team again. I am personally open to seeing if there's an option. The thing is, right, there's we have this interesting, intriguing situation going on that we just kind of went over, right, with the starters, and then and all these injuries and players that we had. So he's definitely an option. You get a Walker, get a Jack, Sasaki, right. Those three can fill the last three positions. There's another starter that I'll mention. He's another hometown kid. People have just predicted just because he's hometown kid. I haven't heard much honestly with him, but Jackson option. We'll see what happens. Again, this is it's a tough situation. Honestly, you can't have everyone. Legend here, right? Clayton Kershaw. He wants to continue. I don't foresee him to be ready opening day. There'll probably be a situation where we resign him and then he's on the IR for a little bit and then we kind of bring him back. Um, again, we'll see how this off season pans out for him. Blake Trinan, right? We talked about him. You need to resign him definitely in the bullpen. Dude, it's been our stud, one of the leaders, especially with Daniel Hudson leaving now. I think it's more imperative to get him back as a leader in the clubhouse and to continue to lead these young men. Devin Williams, potential trade target. The Brewers have denied the club option, right? So they're going through arbitration. They're basically going to save about 2 to 3 million from what I hear. The club option was about 10 million. Arbitration is going to be around 78, is what they say. So people think he's a trade guy. I could see that definitely with the Luck situation, the Almond situation. I could see we give one of them and a prospect to them for Devin Williams. I think even with the Trinan thing, I think you got to get somebody else. I think he makes sense. So we'll definitely keep you updated. And then lastly, Max Fried, a big time hometown kid out of LA's Atlanta Brave pitcher. There's basically been some rumors just because of the connection that he'll be a Dodger. And I'll tell you what, man. I mean, this is somebody I would love. I think this is more on the wish list side, just because I don't know what the Dodgers are thinking. I feel like they're trying to solidify the positions first. I think they're waiting on Sasaki. It feels like, and then maybe going. So say, okay, if Sasaki posts, we don't get free. If Sasaki does not post, I think we get free. I can see that. I think you definitely get a Bueller Flaherty situation coming back, and so on and so forth. So, guys, a lot of pieces, especially on the pitching side. Good thing this is a good problem to have, in my opinion. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the fun, keep celebrating because we all deserve it. But guys, enjoy your weekend, and when we get signings, we'll pop in here and drop some videos and keep you guys updated. Enjoy, peace.